assess your play in the first game of the season, and additionally, overall, now that you've had a chance to rewatch it, the tight end group at large, how do you guys feel like you performed?
Yeah, I think we definitely did a lot of good things, and then we definitely got a lot of things to improve. We made some plays when it was time to make plays. You saw Brenton's big time play, and but I think we definitely have a lot of things we need to improve in the run game, especially, which is always something that no matter how good you do in the run game, you're always probably going to want to improve in that. And then coming up with some catches throughout the game that we need to clean up. But overall, I think we did good, but there's definitely a lot we can learn from it, and we'll do that this week.
Joe Smeltzer.
Hey Tyler, I don't know if you saw, but Adam Brenneman listed you as one of 3 tight ends in the country he expects to have a breakout season in 2022. What does it mean to you, kind of knowing that you have that level of expectation and respect from a guy that was once in your shoes as a tight end at Penn State?
Yeah, it's very nice. I appreciate anything he says, but I'm really focused on the tight end room that we have right now at Penn State, and I'm focused on my role with them and doing everything I can to make our room the best it can be this season.
David Melandra.
Quick question for you: like, what was the offense doing late in the fourth quarter when that drive was working? That throughout the games, it seemed like sometimes the offense was not connecting well.
I think part of it might have been that we were a little up tempo for that, so that might have been something that just was working for that specific drive. And then I think you look at what Cliff did on that last drive. He really took control and showed his experience. And I think just him being here for as long as he has, he really used that experience and just there weren't necessarily big passes, smart check down passes that led to players making plays. And I think that showed a lot about him as a quarterback, and I think that was a big part of what made that final drive go.
Tyler Donahue.
It was a limited look, but we did get one at Drew at quarterback. How do you think he handled going on into the game on the road, carrying himself within the offense, and how do you maybe think that affects him moving forward, having some of that experience in his back pocket?
Yeah, I thought Drew did a really good job. He came in, I think maybe it was the second play, one of their best defenders rushed off the edge, and he calmly kind of evaded the rush and made a nice throw on the sideline. I think that's really where he kind of sat in and was feeling good. And I think it definitely would definitely be a good thing for him down the road. You kind of got that experience of your first live action plays. So I think now if he ever has to come in again, he'll be ready. He'll be ready to go. And I was really impressed with how he did when he came in.
John Tisnot.
Hey, Tyler, that situation right before halftime, you get the ball back less than a minute, I believe, probably at least 50 yards to go to at least get in field goal range. I think some or maybe even most teams on the road with the league would just hand it off and go into the locker room. What does going for that score in that situation, does that speak to the confidence that the players have in themselves, that the coaches have in you? What does that situation say about this offense, knowing that, you guys are still going to go for it there?
Yeah, I think that there's some that goes to the coaches. We work on situations like that all through fall camp, all through summer, and I think that it paid off. And Cliff got him the ball, and then you get a good player of the ball. Big things can happen. So I think the offense was confident in ourselves because we know we've done this before in fall camp, and then it goes to the coaches as well for getting us prepared during fall camp. So it's something we have done before, and we're prepared to do.
Daniel Gallen.
Tyler, what's Sean like in the huddle on that last drive of the game? I mean, what's his kind of personality? How does that come through? When you guys are in that situation.
Oh yeah, I think he's the same person. He's not gonna completely change himself or how he's been acting the whole game, and that's because he's locked in from the first snap to the last. But I think, like I said earlier, just his experience and we all know how experienced and how good of a quarterback he is. So I think that gives us confidence in him and confidence in the offense as a whole because we know that we got that guy leading us, and he did a great job, and that worked out really well.
Tyler Donahue.
During that final drive, we saw Mitchell Tinsley stepping up. We saw Katron Allen getting the football. There's some new starting offensive linemen. How do you feel about the new pieces that have come together and kind of the, I guess, the ceiling that this offense has as everybody gets a little more comfortable around each other?
Oh yeah, so I mean, I feel like at this point, like internally as our offense, we don't really see them as like new guys or new pieces because we've been playing with them since spring now. So I think that's a big part of it. We're all comfortable as a group, and I think it's just gonna keep building from there. You know, we get more confident, and we've got game reps that we've played together as a unit now. So I think that's gonna boost us forward for the upcoming games.
Ryan Risky.
Tyler, last year James said that this is one of the best tight end groups he's ever been around, and we saw some flashes last year of you guys, of the potential you guys had, and now you guys had a big week one. What do you guys need to do to kind of build off of that big week one? Brent, you said, had the big touchdown at the end of the first half. You had that pass catch down to the 10-yard line to set up the game winner. So what do you guys just need to do to kind of build off of that and keep getting the group more involved in the pass game?
Oh yeah, I think it's really we gotta learn from what we did in the game, the goods and the bads, learn from that, and then it really just comes down to what the offense needs from us from week to week. Because I feel like our position is very versatile, so we can sometimes it might be in the pass game where we need to step up, and sometimes it might be in the run game where we need to run the ball. So I think it's really just comes down to what our offense and what Coach Yursich is trying to do that week, and we trust in them and they trust in us. So we do what we need to do.
Tyler Donahue.
Tyler, Khalil Dinkins, we heard a few good things about him in the last couple months. Not a guy we're going to see a lot in game action, it looks like early, but what can you tell us about how he's developed in the practice field in year two and kind of how he's becoming a Big Ten caliber tight end?
Oh yeah, I think Khalil's pretty similar to me in the fact that like I think when I first got here I needed a year, and he had his year last year, so this is his second year in the program, and I think he's jumped tremendously from where he was last year to where he is now, and I feel like if he's ready to go, if his number gets called, and I think all the tight ends would agree with that, and he's just gotten better in run blocking, pass catching. He's a really fast kid. He's good with the ball in his hands after the catch, so I'm excited for Khalil and what he's going to do in the future.